Super Dragon Ball Heroes is a fun detour from the usual antics and chaos that is Dragon Ball Super, giving us a rescue mission spanning the multiverse, or the multiverse spanning a series of planets chained together. However, a lot of people are confused about the promotional anime story. Starting with this video, we're going to break down and explain all of the heroes' arc. It's got a few ones under its belt already, and the first of these just so happens to be on this prison planet. There's 6 episodes of this adventure to cover, so without a further ado, let's see where this adventure takes our heroes in Super Dragon Ball Heroes. Episode 1. We start on Beerus' planet with a good old Goku and Vegeta training with Whis and trying to land a single hit on him. Neither of them are successful, but Whis still comments on how their training is fruitful. Their spars are cut short though, as somebody new enters the scene. It's future Mai, accompanied by another being named Fu. Mai's here on the account of an emergency. She claims that Trunks has gone missing. It's the Fu person, a self-proclaimed friend of Trunks who tells him where he's currently held captive, the prison planet. That also happens to be the most dangerous interdimensional hothouse for criminals. Of course, Goku and Vegeta offer to help find Trunks, setting out with Mai and Fu to wherever prison planet is. But just before that, Whis doesn't believe she can trust Fu, and Shin asks Mai for a favor. The group arrives on a pretty Earth-like location on prison planet, with Goku amazed at how large the chains surrounding all the planets are. They can't ponder it long enough though, as Vegeta senses a huge source of ki closing in on them. When it touches down, the group is shocked by who they see, with black spiky hair, a red furry pelt, and a monkey tail. It's another Goku. This Xeno Goku stares down on the others and instantly antagonizes Fu, who believes the heroes are actually bad guys working for him. Xeno Goku immediately transforms into a Super Saiyan 4 state, with our Goku retaliating by going Super Saiyan Blue. The pair seem equally matched, but Xeno Goku has the mastery of the environment on his side, as he understands the limits of the sky. It all culminates in a Kamehameha struggle, but not even that strong enough to break the barrier in the sky. Fu's very pleased at how the events are transpiring. He reveals the true colors of the encounter. It was actually he who created the prison planet as a place to take warriors from all the other multiverses and make them fight. Incarcerating Trunks here for that very reason, as well as to bait the heroes into coming. Furthermore, the Xeno Goku that the group fought actually had some good intentions for coming around. He's a vigilante who prevents people from meddling with time and space. Fu reveals that if Goku and Vegeta want to rescue Trunks and leave Prison Planet, they must find the 7 Dragon Balls that exclusively have the power to magic them outside of the barrier, which are all in possession of the other prisoners scattered around the planet. Except for the 1-star Dragon Ball, which Xeno Goku already received from Fu. Talk about a head start with that. Fu proclaims that his experiment has begun, vanishing into thin air, and allowing the 2 Gokus to finally come together and stop the threat. Meanwhile, Trunks himself wakes up in a dark, dinky city, and upon realizing where he is, attempts to flee as fast as he can. He's quickly stopped by another prisoner of this place, Cooler, who is also seeking the Dragon Balls. Episode 2. Somewhere on an island of rock in an ocean of lava, somebody's aura explodes with a wicked black and red glow, much to the delight of Fu as he watches camera footage from the act from his own facility. Sometime later, our trio of heroes are walking through the fields in the search of another Dragon Ball, as well as Trunks' ki, when the same being from earlier manifests on the hill some way away from them. His ki is massive, presumably drawing out any other reading in the area, and the apparent strength encourages Mai to hide somewhere safe, while Goku and Vegeta fight this threat. It immediately starts bombarding them with a dark energy as Goku goes Super Saiyan 2 to charge right at the foe. But something's not quite right. The moment their auras overlap, Goku begins to change. His eyes white out and a new black energy ellipses with his aura. His Super Saiyan form has gone berserk, infected by this evil new challenger. Super Saiyan Berserk Goku immediately switches sides and takes the fight to Vegeta. He tries talking to the crazed Saint down to no avail, getting seriously owned in the process. Meanwhile, from Mai's hiding place, she believes she's safe from much of the carnage when a rogue dark disc spins Waywire from the mysterious foe right towards her, only for someone else to deflect it. It's Trunks. Having escaped the city, he wound up in the last episode. Trunks immediately eases his dad's pressure, going straight for Berserk Goku. With this, Vegeta himself faces the other guy, making utmost care not to get turned like his rival did. As Vegeta flies to meet him, a blast from somewhere else hits him. It's a finger gun made by Cooler, but before they can interact, Fu's voice rings through the skies and thanks to Tannoi in his lab, as he explains who the heroes are up against, almost like a sports commentator. The new opponent they're facing, Fu announces, is none other than Cumber the Evil Saiyan, able to corrupt the hearts of anybody his ki touches. That's not the only shocker though. Trunks tells Vegeta not to go for Cooler because they're on the same side. For now, at least, as long as their goals end mutual. Meanwhile, Mai provides Trunks with a little number from Capsule Quartz containing his outfit and his trusty blade. As Trunks suits up, Cooler recalls how his little brother Frieza was able to bring Goku to within an inch of his life, an enhanced form, believing that he has the potential to shoot his power levels up. Cooler pushes himself just in that little bit, and Golden Cooler is born in a blinding flash of yellow light. A single punch from him is strong enough to instantly defeat Goku and free him from Cumber's corruption, before he turns to his attention towards Cumber himself and tries a golden supernova attack. It has no effect. As Goku recovers from Cooler's pummeling, he and Trunks watch as Cumber destroys the armored casing that restrains his body, allowing him to work at an even higher power. When all hope seems lost and Cooler looks to be at his most powerful, Disc of Darkness flying everywhere, Mai remembers something. She has a setup of Taro earrings given by Shin, and now Goku and Vegeta know what they must do with them. Trunks fly ahead in a gambit to distract Cumber with the Saiyan's fuse, which nearly fails as Cumber grabs his head with the intent to crush and knock him back out of Super Saiyan. Not even Cooler is able to break Cumber's grip, but then he gets distracted by a bright light back on the ground. Vegito is here ready to save Trunks and defeat Cumber once and for all. Powering up into Super Saiyan Blue, he shoots up towards Cumber in a flash. Episode 3. Picking up right where the last episode left off, Super Saiyan Blue Vegito charges at Cumber with enough shock and force to knock Trunks back out of Cumber's grip into a free fall. Trunks is fairly injured from the fight, but Fu is still marveling from a distance out how heavy the battle and its tensions are becoming. The impact is strong enough to create a crater where the rest of the fight takes place. As Vegito urges Trunks to stay back, Cumber is amusing on how amazing it is for him to find such a worthy opponent. The duo gets right back into fighting, exchanging flurry of punches, and with Cumber using his evil Saiyan form to unleash a Destasteric claw on his opponent, sending him right into the wall of the crater. Meanwhile, Golden Cooler is just watching, not really doing anything, just standing off in the distance and just watching. Anyways, Vegito's next trick is to combine Super Saiyan Blue with Kaioken, a play that's worked with Goku several times in the past already. We can only see after images of such fast attacks as Trunks and Mai hobbled away in the action to tend their wounds. Trunks is still able to appreciate how ridiculous Cumber's ki is through all of this though. What Cooler sees during this fight is brought to our attention too. The chains surrounding the planet are beginning to crack under the sheer power of the fight that's going on, and it sounds like Fu almost wants this to happen since he keeps on goading the combatants to fight even harder. Cumber and Vegito struggles with a Destastere Eraser against a final Kamehameha. Initially, neither gets an edge on the other, but Vegito manages to disperse the giant red orb, and with this strength, one can chain links around the planet split. In rage, Cumber pulls out his final option, a Powerball to mimic the effect of a full moon, and transform himself into a great ape, and then even go further to his golden ape form. His huge size and strength means a single attack is able to split Vegito back into two, as well as further shadow the chains and even the sky itself around the planet. Fu looks on excited from his safe spot as he waits for the real battle to begin. Episode 4. Goku and Vegeta are back in their base forms, now trying to come up with a plan. They both dealt with great apes in the forms of themselves, so they know how to knock Cumber out of his own state, cut off his tail to serve the glance that allows the transformation. They both go Super Saiyan and fly straight for the tail, but even in such a large and bulky state, Cumber's speed is blinding, allowing him to whip Vegeta away with a single flick of his tail, and then outspeeds Goku to have him on the verge of being crushed under his gigantic boot. Not even Super Saiyan Trunks can even land a scratch with the sword as he swatted it away effortlessly. With him and Cooler trying to get a clean hit on Cumber as well, Fu's going crazy at the prospect of such a large fight, when Barmy Enlarged makes him aware of quickly growing danger. The chain is broken and the sky is shattered, unhappy at the idea that they may be going too far. He feels it's necessary to intervene. Goku's unable to hold off Cumber from stepping on him, and he seemingly gets crushed under his heel until a blue light emerges from the grooves in the boot, and he bursts out from underneath in Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, readying Kaioken times 20 and managing to tank a full-powered Dark Blast, which is so strong that it punches another hole in the sky. Before they can continue the fight, Fu steps in, then slashes Cumber, returning him into his base form. Then he gives everyone permission to keep fighting now that they can't cause any more damage. With the battle resuming, Goku decides to take his power to the next level, transforming into Super Saiyan God form, much to Cumber's surprise. Episode 5. So Cumber and the Super Saiyan God are going at it, with movements so fast to even call, and Cumber seems to have the upper hand as he grapples Goku and throws him into the crater. And after that, with only one Desastre Eraser, Cumber defeats him in a single hit as well as completely shatters one of the chains surrounding the planet. The aftershocks of the attack have even dire consequences. The eraser is so strong that it totals Fu's lad from extremely far away, destroying all of his absorbatory gear. Or so it seems. Perhaps while Fu was away, somebody broke in and trashed everything. He is shocked at this. Actually, not just shocked. He's very angry. Meanwhile, Goku is totally down for the count. He thinks he's still able to fight, but Cumber slams him back into the floor, flying up and shoot energy blasts at him to able to knock him out properly. Cumber's totally ready to fire the killing blow at Goku, when two mysterious figures teleport in front of him at the last moment and absorbs all the explosion energy. When the dust clears, we see that it's Xeno Goku, but this time he's joined by someone else, Xeno Vegeta. Cumber has no idea who they are, but he is happy to fight new people and ultimately defeat them. Xeno Vegeta of the Time Patrol tells the others to get the unconscious Goku out of there before their fight really gets doing damage. Cumber immediately powers up and forces the Xeno Saiyans into the air, leaving them with no other option than the Potara earrings. Despite even this, Vegeta's aversion to fusing. The pair become one, forming Super Saiyan 4 Vegito. Now the fight is far more evenly matched, but this hit strong enough to shatter even more chains and barriers in the sky. The ensuing struggles between the Kamehameha and the Desastre Eraser, which ends in a decisive victory for Xeno Vegito, rips right through Cumber and the sky itself, completely shattering it. Cumber's nowhere to be found as Vegito defuses on their own accord, but now disguised an ominous red, with a barrier truly broken. To make matters worse, Fu is back in his powered up form, chastising the Time Patrol members for ruining all of his gear. He tries to use the same technique as he did on Cumber, but the two Saiyans can take it and prepare to fight off this crazed researcher. Meanwhile, Goku begins to stir from unconsciousness. Episode 6. The hills themselves seems to erupt like volcanoes. Xeno, Goku, and Vegeta fly straight at Fu to begin their battle, being assaulted from all directions by Fu's strained blade. Their scuffle doesn't go on for too long before Cumber returns from that ridiculous strong attack that the Zenos land on him. Cooler of all people is astounded at his resilience. Cumber demands to be fought once again, giving Fu an opportunity to leave through a hole in the sky. But not before Cooler decides to follow him. The Zenos decide it's be best to get Trunks and the others away from the battlefield, but Cumber keeps them accompanied by he charges up a huge Disaster Eraser one, so big that the two of them alone can't hold it back. Trunks and Vegeta have to join in from afar as the orb gets big enough to nearly destroy the entire planet. Goku, however, is still out cold, not responding to any of the combination going on above him. Vegeta scolds at his rival and urges him to wake up soon, but Goku only twitches in response. The eraser seems to engulf everyone, but then it disperses into space. Its red glows turning blue. Someone steps out of the light. It's Goku. The unconsciousness must have separated his mind from his body, allowing him to tap into Ultra Instinct. His hair glows platinum white as he brightens up at the land around him, calling upon the power of perfect Ultra Instinct. A confused Cumber demands to know what that power is as the two fight further. But he just can't land a single hit on Goku, who dodges every minuscule hit effortlessly. The other heroes use this as an opportunity to teleport away from the planet before the lava erupting from its crust gets them the best. As Goku goes on the offensive with a Kamehameha, Cumber underestimates its power and gets completely overwhelmed, falling into the ground defeated at last. With Goku back into base form, it looks like the fight is over, but more figures emerges from the moon, being led by Zamasu. Zamasu picks up Cumber with psychokinesis and carries him away into space, as the planet becomes even more unstable and continues to hurl lava everywhere. Zamasu and the others disappear, leaving Goku behind with no other options to call upon as the planet's ticking time bomb reaches its end, and Prison Planet explodes with him still on it. And that's the end of Prison Planet. We hope you enjoyed this video. Next arc's review arrives soon. Thanks for watching. I'm your host, Vro. I'll see you guys next time. Until then, peace.